Hello, welcome to Richard's report for Saturday, December 11th, 2021. In the report today, update on shooting in Liguanea. 2 deadly crashes in one day. Supreme Court rule against cari-med employees. Holness say being a republic should not be a symbolic gesture. I'm Richard and now the details. Firstly, in regards to a story I did about a shooting in Liguanea. At first I heard about a bad drive from a taxi man. The old man he bad drove, confronted him, and then the taxi man started bad up himself and put on some punches on the old man. The old man then wheel and pop off a fire stick and do a whopping fill up. Originally I heard that the driver received a can in his hand. Also heard that some door was open and impeded a bike rider, and that was then injured when the can got through the driver's hand. However, an eyewitness have a different story. Take a listen.
Yes, tell her these people not easy. This guy who pick up the can in him leg, I drive a silver car there. He's a taxi man. He flies from Halfway Tree to Papine. This happened, however, at Liguanea. And if you don't know, let me tell you, these Papine taxi drivers, these cars rather, they are called the ground plane because they don't drive, they fly. Them break every law you can think of in the traffic law book. However, this incident happened yesterday when bad drive this man. And after I bad drive the man and it was them car hit, the man come out and look on him car and come out and fire back in the man's face and punch up the man, and the man just back and pop off and put one in his foot. Because if you look closely, you see that this man is an elderly man, maybe about 60 something. And you have no regard for an elderly person because, listen to me now, you see that taxi brother, yeah? I don't think him use bathroom where him I swear, I don't look at this car when I see it. You understand? And that's what him come out and backs up the man and I go on, and the man just back, but the man could have killed him. The only unfortunate situation about it is that the shot fly through him foot and go collide in a woman's shoulder. That's the only unfortunate. Everybody else should have them chest informed too. But you know the man never want to kill you. The man just going to show him say, yo, easy. Because you're going like you're a bad man but me can't kill you. Never you underestimate people around. You see the little old man a driving vehicle and you bad drive the man. Lick the man care. Man come out and talk to you. I ask you what kind of thing that you come fire. Are your father? Are your son? You fire back to another man for you. So the man could have killed him with ease. I'll tell you, boy.
So according to the eyewitness, according to her, the driver got shot in his foot and it went through and hit a woman. Anyways, continuing. 2 major accidents have occurred. Firstly, in Manchester, a man died in Manchester Friday morning after his car crashed into a utility pole and then caught fire with him inside the vehicle. He has been identified as taxi operator Linford Powell, who is said to be in his late 60s. It is reported that sometime after 5 a.m., Powell was traveling in a Nissan Bluebird motor car along the Carteret Road heading into Mandeville when he lost control of the vehicle and crashed into the utility pole. The car subsequently burst into flame with Powell trapped inside. Firefighters who were called to the scene extinguished the blaze and then retrieved Powell's body. He was burned beyond recognition. His remains were then moved to the morgue. In the meantime, in St. Thomas, a 74-year-old man died as a result of injuries he sustained in a motor vehicle crash on the Pondside Main Road in St. Thomas on Friday. Dead is Bensford Bogle, a taxi operator of Newlands district in Yallas in the parish. Police reports are that about 10 a.m. Bogle was driving along the Pondside Main Road when he lost control of his vehicle and crashed into trees. It is reported that Bogle dropped off a passenger and exited his car with the engine running. It is further reported that while he was re-entering the car, he stepped on the accelerator, causing the car to speed off. He was reportedly unable to regain control of the car, which ran off the road and crashed in some trees near the Yellow Pond. Emergency responders were called to the scene. The police indicated that Bogle was pinned down by a tree that was on his neck. A team from the Yellow Fire Station was alerted and Bogle was removed from the vehicle. The elderly man was assisted to the Prince Margaret Hospital where he was pronounced DEAD. Investigation continues. So 2 elders gone. So people, now is the silly season. So just value your life and take time on the roads. So the court ruled against cari-med employees in vaccine mandate. The Supreme Court on Friday ruled against workers from cari-med who challenged the company's mandatory vaccination policy, which was put in place in October 2021. Cari-med was sued by 5 of its employees after it initiated a vaccine policy. The policy stated that employees were to be vaccinated by October 4, 2021, or they were to produce a negative PCR test every 14 days in order to enter the facility for work purposes. These employees, however, filed a suit against the company stating that they would not comply with the policy and asked the court to either strike down or make them exemption to it. In their suit, they allege breaches of the Constitution, arguing that the company could neither force them to be vaccinated nor force them to take PCR tests, as they did not want to undergo a procedure which involved the insertion of instrument or an substance into their bodies which they did not wish to have inserted at all, or with the frequency suggested by the company. So the court found that there were no breaches of the Constitution based on the evidence that was placed before the court, as the claimants failed to establish the law requires for constitutional relief to be granted. The court also found that there is adequate relief to be had in the law of contract, and they can seek their remedies in that extent. With constitutional relief having been refused, what remains was a dispute between employer and employees concerning the employment contract that is to be tried. That issue is to be tried if it cannot be resolved by the parties themselves. So the judge is guiding your case as to how to resolve it. But I think the judge have misinformed himself, because the Constitution clearly states in Section 3 of Rights and Freedom, subsection 3, the right and freedom referred in subsection 2 are as follows: the right to life, liberty and security of person, and the right to not be deprived thereof, except in the execution of the sentence of a court in respect of a criminal offense of which the person has been convicted. The right to freedom of thought, conscience, belief, observance of political doctrine. The right of freedom of expression. The right to seek, receive, distribute, or disseminate information, opinions, ideas through any medium. But let's jump down to L. The right to enjoy a healthy and productive environment, free from the threat of injury or damage from environmental abuse and degradation of the ecological heritage. So the fact that the Juck can injure, and since we have freedom of conscience, if we believe the test can injure, then no one should force us to take it. This is a very important case, as it will set the precedence for future cases where these people paid less than a slave's wage to people who want to force them to take a Juck that permanently affects their bodies. And I have yet to see any of these big shots come out and say, I have done it. Or better yet, I will take responsibility if you are injured. Alright, look at this. Jamaica is third to Luxembourg and Maldives under China with 91,721 cases, whereas China has 99,604 cases, when they had 80,793 cases on March 11, 2020, when Jamaica got its first case. But forget about that. That's not suspicious any at all. So let's look further. Jamaica has deaths, 2,424 deaths. Recoveries, 63,402. So the total resolved cases, whether it be death or recovery, is 65,826. So the recovery rate is therefore 96.32%. But according to science, 80% of persons will have no symptoms, and if they have no symptoms, that means we'll never be able to pick them up in this case count. So if we take those into consideration, the total cases would be 329,130, meaning that 326,706 people recovered, meaning the recovery rate is actually 99.26%. Now, neither recovery rate 96.32% nor 99.26%. Don't sound like we need to start firing people if they don't want to take the joke. It's an unnecessary danger that you're putting people in. Amidst call for Jamaica to become a republic, Prime Minister Holness says more attention should be given to building a strong, prosperous country rather than empty symbolism. Calls for Jamaica to cut ties with Britain have heightened, arising from Barbados' transition to a republic last week. During his keynote address at the official opening of the Ocean Eden Bay Hotel in Coral Spring, Trelawney, on Thursday, Holness suggested that less time should be spent debating on dreams and aspirations that are not worked for. So, what mean they are not worked for? He said that he would rather engage in tangible work towards making aspiration a reality rather than act on what he described as empty symbolism. But to me, it's not empty gesture, it's not empty symbolism. Firstly, the UK is planning to strip many Windrush citizens of their citizenship. We look at justice in Jamaica, for example. We need a visa to go to the UK, but the Queen is the head of our state. So, I don't see how that makes sense. You need a visa to go to the motherland. Now, our final appellate court is in Great Britain, but as I said before, you need a visa to go there. So therefore, that's justice denied. What exactly is the benefit we are getting from remaining a colony of England? What is the benefit that we are getting from having the Queen as our head? If we became a republic, it would mean people other than the churches can own land. Right now, we only own old land. Now, I could go on, but I'm gonna bring this video to an end. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one.